5 weeks to get the weight off. I gotta lose 50 plus pounds in 5 weeks. Going through the motions, doing everything. And there's a time, it's so hard. People think it's so hard it's so hard to lose the weight, but it's really not. You know, now, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm going to tell you this story about what happened my first time, but now that I'm sitting here and losing the weight again, it's a lot easier. But that first time, I was doing everything. I was trying to do everything, and I was fluctuating back and forth. I was 3 weeks out and I'm still 238, 234, 239, just fluctuating. And I did lose it, crying. Dang, scale wasn't working. Me and my daughter, you know, and I just wanted to quit. I just thought I'd just quit, but quit that day and just get in bed and don't worry, think about it anymore. Not quit and not fulfill the dream of getting 205. Went to Walmart, went to Knowles, went to Target, got on every scale to see which was the best scale, because I was not losing any more weight. I was freaking out and opening all these boxes, and finally I figured I got the right scale and came back and like, all right, you know, it only showed a pound less, but it was a pound better. That made me feel better that night. So I think I went to bed that night at 236, happy. You know, Brad walks in and says, you know, don't worry about it, take some time, blah blah blah, maybe we got to change your supplements, you know, and gave me this, we talked about this one pill that really helped my mental thought of losing the weight, and the weight was coming off. It started, you know, I relaxed the mind. It's all mental, and it was just taxing to stay mentally strong the whole thing. Then here it comes, another week, weight's coming off, doing great, and then it starts coming to, let's start working on the weight cut. And now my OCD comes back in, where we have to cut off water, food, everything by 1 p.m. and not have anything until after weigh-ins. So at that time I'm thinking, you know, 12 hours. And it turns out to be 28 hours of no food, no water. So I lose a little bit of weight here. We drive up from Midland to Lubbock, get there, 210, 211. Wake up next morning, 209, had 4 pounds to go, and we're getting that sauna, you know, putting all this on, doing all this stuff. First time, keep in mind, this is the first time I've ever cut weight. First time actually doing a hard cut, and we're going in and out of the sauna, in and out of the sauna, plastics on, plastics off, plastic on, plastic off, and finally they kept me in the sauna forever. For some reason, Brad and Albert and Stanley couldn't read the clock. I thought I was supposed to be in there for 10 minutes, so they had me in there for 20. They pull me out, and I'm done. I'm mentally drained. I'm done. I'm hot. I can't stop sweating. Everything's just pouring out of me. The whole time I'm cutting the weight, never asked for anybody to help me up. Never asked for them to make me walk in there. I got in there. I got in and got out all my own. Didn't ask for my help. Didn't ask for anybody's help. I figured if I can do this, I can do this on my own. And I got on the ground. They strip all my clothes off, everything off of me. They're wiping me down. I'm on the floor, laying there, and I lose it. I start thinking about all my fights, the fights that I've lost. What got me after I went back in the UFC and I got out and I lost those 2 fights against Struve. I lost that fight against Congo, and lost against, you know, Titties, and I lost against Conrad, and I lost against Tim. All those emotions started coming in, and I started thinking, and I knew my mental was not there. I was lost, and I start going through rambling and telling these stories and telling whoever was helping me cutting the weight that there's no way that this is when I was so hot and I was so depleted, I was so mentally drained, that's why I lost those fights. I wasn't mentally there. The way I felt on that floor was the way I felt all those fights, especially the Congo fight, especially the Struve fight. I was drained. I was just mentally beat. I was beat. I didn't have no mental power at all. And I'm going through this story and I'm telling them, I'll never lose a fight again. I'll make this weight. I'll never lose this fight again. And you know, at the time, Brad thought I was, you know, faking it, but I was really crying in sorrow for myself, because that's what I felt. I had nothing left. man, I was just in a deep hole sitting there, and I'm reflecting back at my fights. And pretty upsetting that I didn't have the mental power to do that. I was lost. You know, I was really thinking about that. I quit, and I almost wanted to quit on that cut, but I didn't. I didn't quit, and I took a step back. You know, while I'm laying on the floor, I took a step back and said, I can do this. I can make this. And I got up. I got off that ground, and you know, they wanted to help me up. I'm done. I'm mentally done. My body's done. I'm making the cut. I have, you know, and I'm telling in my head, please God, you know, let me be 2 pounds under. You know, God, please let me be 2 pounds under. I get on that scale, 1.4 over. I take off, and Brad goes, get back in the sauna. Shit. I sat there for a second. Couldn't say much. But I got back up. I got back in the sauna. And you know, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna be there in that cage where I was at time, and I lost that fight. I'm not gonna sit there and hold my punches back when I went against Conrad. I'm not gonna wait on the corner of the ropes like I did against Tim Sylvia. I'm not gonna wait to try to do a flash finish against Titties. I'm gonna get my butt up, get in that sauna, and get that weight off. Prove everybody wrong that I can't make 205. Got back in that sauna, stayed there another 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It sounds forever, but it wasn't, because I made the 205. That 20 minutes of just suffering and I guess breaking through that wall of not wanting to prove everybody wrong. I can't make 205. Wanted to test myself mentally. Made 205. Not just make 205. Walked in that cage and got the W. Got the knockout. Resurrected my career. And what separated that is just realizing that I have the power in myself and mentally to do what I want. And anybody can do it. But I made the weight 205.